We've just seen that oxidizing agents either add oxygen, remove hydrogen, or remove electrons. Oxidizing agents always cause oxidation. Okay. Oxidizing agents always cause oxidation. Now let's take these three processes one after the other and look at examples of them. Before we go on to the examples, let's read what we have here. An element is oxidized when it combines with oxygen. The elements that are oxidized may or may not have oxygen attached before the oxidation takes place. Now, the thing is, the element that is going to undergo oxidation will eventually end up with more oxygen than it had before. The substance going to undergo oxidation will eventually have more oxygen than it had before. And the substance that is going to undergo, or the substance that is going to be the oxidizing agent, will have less oxygen than it had before. Now let's take the first one, burning of carbon compounds. When carbon is burnt in oxygen, carbon dioxide is produced. Now, this element here was only carbon, but the oxygen is now attached to it to give us carbon dioxide. The element had no oxygen attached to it, but it ended up with 2 oxygen atoms. So in this case, oxygen is our oxidizing agent here. Oxygen is our oxidizing agent. It is our oxidizing agent because it is adding oxygen atoms to carbon to oxidize the carbon. Okay, oxygen is adding oxygen atoms to carbon to oxidize the carbon. Now let's look at example 2. We have sodium trioxosulfate, Na2SO3. And then it combines with hydrogen peroxide, H2O2. Okay. Now looking at it carefully, I said that the oxidizing agent always ends up with less oxygen than it started with. So H2O2 is ending as H2O. So clearly, this is our oxidizing agent. What is happening? It is oxidizing the sulfate. The sulfur is being oxidized because more oxygen atoms are being added. Here we had SO3. We are ending up with SO4. Okay, we had O2 over here. We are ending with O. So this is our oxidizing agent, and this is what is oxidized. The sulfate, trioxosulfate, becomes tetraoxosulfate. So keep in mind that the oxidizing agent always ends with less oxygen atoms than it started with. And then the substance that is oxidized will always have more oxygen atoms than it started with.